Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. Last time, we got our Pokemon here, our Pikachu, and fought our rival for the first time, made it here to Viridian City. So this time, what we are going to do instead is, if you go over here on this route, and this is a route you would come to much later in the game actually, but if you go ahead here now, you'll meet up with your rival once again. Hey. You are going to the Pokemon League? Forget it. You probably don't have any badges. The guards won't let you through. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? Even though we only fought you and some wild Pokemon? So, the goal of what we're doing here is you can fight your rival here again, but it's best actually to do this with another Pokemon. And I have a Pokemon in mind for our team, but I actually want to do this first because there is something you can actually get after you do this fight, and I want to make sure I don't screw it up or anything, so I'm just gonna go through the fight with just my Pikachu. And nice, critical hit. Perfect. Ooh, level 7, even better. And sends out an Eevee. So basically, you should come in here probably with better levels than I'm coming into this fight right now, but really his spiel there is, you're gonna be using Pikachu in this fight probably no matter what. So that Spiro is going to be no problem to you at all. And then obviously Eevee here is the same as he was before, but just a tiny bit stronger. And I'm getting lucky, and he's using Sand Attack and missing. And holy! Live, Pikachu. Live. Live. Yes, he's gonna live. He is going to live. And Eevee is defeated. I should have probably came in here with better levels for my Pikachu here, but we got 2 levels from this fight, and also learned Thunder Wave. That's going to be useful, because basically it's a move that'll paralyze your foe really easily. Aw, you just lucked out. And then he gives us money. I heard Pokemon League has many tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit darling and get a move on. Well, I'll give you a hint. To get past them, you train and you get all 8 badges. Easy as that. Now, I think there's a hidden item up here. I'm going to just check really quick. Because there will be hidden items around these areas in the game, but obviously you won't be able to see them. Oh, I guess there's not a hidden item there. So what we're going to do, actually, is I'm going to meet you guys back in Pallet Town. Here we are, back in Pallet Town. So after you defeat your rival for the 2nd time there, you enter back in the Professor Oak's lab, and you talk to him, and he says, you can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch them. Use these to capture wild Pokemon, and he gives you 5 free Pokeballs. I actually did not know about this until actually just a little while before recording this, so it's actually one of those things I guess is not very well known. He's just explaining how to use these Pokeballs even though we already had a demonstration. So I'm actually going to meet you guys right back on that route we were just at, fighting Gary. Okay, we're back. Now that we have our Pokeballs, and plus I heal my Pikachu off screen really quick, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to try to catch a wild Pokemon. But I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. So I'm going to try to find it, and if I don't get it very soon, I'm just going to cut to when I find him. Because it's a kind of a rare Pokemon to find in this route, and it's not a Mankey or a Rattata. Although, right now, by the way, I do recommend you catch a Mankey or the Pokemon I'm going after for this gym that is coming up ahead, because Pikachu, he's not going to be able to really help you out in this next gym. So, one more try. If I don't find him, I'm going to cut to it. And it's not Spearow either, jeez. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to cut to when I find the Pokemon I want. Here we are. This is what I want. A Nidoran male. This is going to be pretty helpful for the next gym, and plus, this guy is going to be pretty strong later on in our party, so it's something I want. And there you go, paralyzed right away, and I'm going to weaken it as well. What you want to do, if you're trying to catch a wild Pokemon, is you want to weaken it. And once it gets into either the yellow or red, then that's when it's going to be much easier to catch. And if you also can paralyze it, or put the Pokemon to sleep, it's even easier to catch than it was before. And there you go. We caught a Nidoran male. Now, I believe you train this thing up to... It's in double digits. I think it's like around level 15 or so. And he learns a move that's going to be really helpful for this next gym. So I'm going to try to work on that before we enter that, but not really going to worry about that too much right now. So let's just swap Nidoran here to the front. And I'm going to go heal at the Pokemon Center really quick, so I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So let's go ahead and leave Viridian now, because we don't need anything else here. And if you want to catch more Pokemon, go ahead, get more Pokeballs, but I'm not really going to be catching that many wild Pokemon. You will need to catch a certain amount, I think, for an item later on in the game, but when that time comes, that's when I'm going to focus on it. So without further ado, after leaving Route 2 here, let's head on into the Viridian Forest. And in here is probably one of the most iconic places in Pokemon history because of... Oh, a lot of people remember this place. I do remember this a lot, and you can find a lot of bug-type Pokemon like Caterpies around here. So this is going to be a good time to train our Nidoran, because looking over it now, he needs to be at least level 12. So I was wrong about level 15, and I did not mean to use Leer again. I just want to use my Tackle. So, come on. And also, this is something not that many people know, but if you use Select, you can swap around movesets. Only in battle you can do this, but you can swap around your movesets. And that's going to be helpful for me. So, I like having my most powerful moves on the top, and that was a critical? Jeez. So, what is the best strategy to do with weak Pokemon like Nidoran here is do the old switcheroo trick, which basically means you have that Pokemon out in front of the party, and then you swap to a Pokemon that you can use, like my Pikachu here, and he can just take down the Pokemon, and your Pokemon will share the experience, so cut it in half. So let me just swap around some of that again. There we go. Once Pikachu learns a better move, very soon I'm going to get rid of Growl next, so there's like no need to focus on that move. So I think we go over here, as I was saying, I think we go over here, and there's an item. Here it is. There's going to be a Pokeball over here. I'm not going to go for all the items I can in these places. It's personally not going to be that big of an issue. I don't think there's anything over there, and she just gives you a hint, and I don't really need that. If there is anything over there, oh well, I don't really need it. Now, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's an item over there. I think it's a potion. So, if you need that, go ahead. And this is going to be our first encounter with a Pokemon trainer. Hey, you have Pokemon, come on, let's battle them. So, besides rival battles, and obviously what we're going to have coming up very soon, gym battles, there are going to be trainers scattered around each routes and places like this, and they'll want to battle you. So this is a great way to train your Pokemon, and plus you get money after you win, which always is a good thing in any kind of video game and in real life in general. Ooh, critical, nice. But you don't have to fight all these guys. In fact, you can skip, I believe, almost every single trainer on this route for like 1 or 2 trainers, and unless you want to gain levels like I'm wanting right now, or you just want to fight these guys for the money, you can go ahead and skip them. Although, a lot of ways you skip trainers in this route, I believe, is just going the grass, which isn't any better in my opinion. But if I skip these guys on screen, I'm just going to come back off screen and fight them all, because these guys are really good experience right now. Maybe later on in the game I won't need it as much, but right now it's really helpful. Alright, enough of your string shots. Come on. Do another Thunder Shot. Now I do remember in every single other Pokemon game except this one, you know, Red, Blue, Fire Red, Leaf Green, you can actually catch a Pikachu in this route. And it's a kind of a rare Pokemon to find on this route, but you can still find one nonetheless. And in those games, I remember, it's either here in this forest or another area you can't get to until I believe like halfway through the game. And those are the only 2 places you can catch a Pikachu. And I always found that really cool. And as a kid, I remember like playing through Fire Red. I like spent like over half an hour in this place actually trying to get a Pikachu, because I just really like Pikachu. It's a good Pokemon, and I stupidly enough back then I didn't evolve it, and I just kept it a Pikachu because of old anime standards. I just liked Pikachu and had him in my party just because of that. But then when I trained him at the level 100, I used a cloning glitch in Pokemon Emerald, and it just then evolved him. I wish I hadn't done that now because his stats are terrible. Because, I'll explain more evolving later, but if you evolve your Pokemon to get better stats, sometimes they won't be able to learn certain moves, but they still have much better stats. Alright. Now, also, I'm not going to be fighting with my Nidoran that much right now, because he doesn't have that strong of an attack at this moment, but once he grows enough levels, then he'll have a much better attack power. And until then, I'm not really going to be fighting with him. Which is unfortunate, because like I said, Nidoran is a good Pokemon, but his attack power right in the beginning is just bad. Oh well, so next up is a Metapod. Yeah, throughout this whole entire place, you're just going to be finding trainers that have bug Pokemon. Not that big of a deal. Especially if you're coming through here with a fire type in the remakes. And, you know, the remake Fire Red, Leaf Green, and also the originals. And I meant to swap that turn, not a tackle, so come on out, Pikachu. Hey. But I have not played this version of Pokemon Yellow in years. Whenever I play the first generation Pokemon games, I usually Paralyzed. I always play the remakes on the Game Boy Advance, Fire Red and Leaf Green, for two reasons. One, because I have better movesets in that game now, since there's more to them, and plus there's more stats to the Pokemon. Like, they have special defense that actually separate the special moves. And alright, Horn Attack. Now we have a much better attack to Nidoran. Even though he's not all that strong yet, so it won't help us out that much. But I always played the remakes because of better stats and some better movesets and everything. But also, every single time I'm done... Ooh, potion. But every single time I'm done with that, then I can use those Pokemon I played with on Fire Red or Leaf Green, and then just trade them over to my current Pokemon games. And really, there's no trainer here? Well, no, I think in Fire Red and Leaf Green there's a trainer up here. That's funny. Alright, no wild encounters yet. Oh, I had to open my mouth. And it's just a stupid Metapod. Let's get away from this. Actually, you know what? For the fun of it, let's try a Horn Attack, because that is supposed to have like a base power of 65 right now. So I want to see how much damage that'll do. Wow, actually did quite a lot of damage. Nidoran now is actually going to be more useful in battle. So I might keep him out. Ooh, critical. Alright, now... Are you kidding me? A wild encounter followed by a trainer? How is this possible? That actually seems like a glitch. Even though it's not, probably. It's just some weird programming. Ugh. Come on. What is the chances that that would happen to me? Fine. Well, I guess I'll use Nidoran now since he has a better move. And another critical. Jeez, I guess his move is just critical happy right now. It's not like Karate Chop, though, that always gets criticals, but jeez. It's getting a lot of criticals. And level 9, we're getting that much closer now to learning that one move I need for the next gym. So I'm going to be mostly focusing on training Nidoran because of that. Pikachu is going to be really useless in this next gym here that we're going to. Actually, not next gym, our first gym. And this Metapod seems to be an evolved Metapod, not like a cheap one that you can find that only knows Harden. Which I think later on you actually find like a bug catcher or two that only has Metapods that know Harden. And then you're just sitting there the whole entire fight waiting for it to die. Harden is just annoying with Metapods. And ooh, level 10, 2 levels, 1 battle. Sweet. That much closer. Although I will have to probably do some off-screen training anyways. Now, I remember once again in the remakes Fire Red, Leaf Green, there's an extra little area you can walk through here, and then you go down from here, and there's like a Pokeball or something. Or actually, it might be the area coming up because we're not at the end yet, and it's at right at the very end of the Viridian Forest. So can I actually make it through here without any more battles, please? Okay, good. Now, step number 2. Well, that failed. Alright, let's continue on. Hopefully no more wild encounters. Oh, here's the little stretch I was talking about. Hey, voice crack. And throughout that whole entire thing, actually in the middle of that battle, I was training and everything, but I got interrupted and really bad news of how basically the school system and government and everything, mostly school, will screw ya. I'll leave this one in Sonic. It can explain this. this is my last year of high school, and I'm in this program where I have to go somewhere. I can just follow along on the bus, and this year they're putting me on a bus that takes me way out of the way where I need to go afterwards, and I won't get there until, I would say, like an hour before the place closed, compared to like last year where it was like an hour and a half, giving me actually time to do what I need to for this program I'm in. And they're just sending me so far out of the direction just because they're saying it's not really safe to stop in this one area, but yet they're stopping on the highway. They won't stop like front of people's houses anymore, but they'll stop on the dang highway where cars can come out and hit the kids instead of a safer place, which is a street. And there's less of a chance of people running past the bus because of that. It's just stupid. I'm not going to get into detail about the thing because it's more of a private matter, but it's irritating of how the school system will basically just deny everything that's actually more common sense just to save money. And of course, while on counter. So yeah, that's just pretty irritating. It really is. I don't mind going the extra distance and everything. I don't mind being spotted around buses for the 3rd time in 3 years, but I've found they're screwing me over constantly with this. And it's never set in stone because I always swap it around middle year too. Like, you're on the bus and you're now just getting the hang of the route and everything. And then they say, wait a minute, we gotta put you in this one instead because we screwed up. Next year, they do the exact same thing. And it's just annoying as heck. Enough about that. Here we are in Pewter City. And this is the first city to have a gym. So that's what we're going to be tackling next time. But off screen, I'm just going to train my Pokemon a little bit. And there should be an item in here. I believe there's a Pokeball in here if you check around. It might just be in the remake, Fire Red and Leaf Green, that's here. Because I'm not finding anything. There will be an item you can get later on in the game that makes it 10 times easier to find these hidden items because it'll beep when you're getting close to them, so you don't have to do what I'm doing. Screw it. So with that, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go to the Pokemon Center, heal up, because off-screen I'm going to be training my Pokemon until Nidoran learns his move, which is just 1 level, so I'm going to do that really quick. So, that's going to be it for today's episode of Pokemon, and I believe next time on Let's Play Pokemon Yellow, we're going to head off now and take on the Pewter City Gym. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.